Welcome back, all my Minecraftian friends. This is the player update for episode 3 of the September 2015 Minecraft Hardcore Challenge Ocean Monument Assault. And there was one death in episode 3, but I'm sure there will be more in the future as people start making their attempts on the monument. Okay, let's start with Life with Teens. Life with Teens, got a tree to grow, captured the skeleton dungeon, got a golden apple, I think out of the chest, went caving, heard a zombie dungeon but did not find it. Next we have Andy Doan. Andy Doan, left the ocean island and went to the mushroom biome, made a tree farm, got lost, couldn't find his base for a few minutes, but then he found it, and his trees were grown when he got back. So that was cool. Next we have Jade LF. She went caving, she found the abandoned mine, she also found a ravine, and she spent the rest of her episode exploring the abandoned mine. Next we have Congaring. Congaring lost a few saplings to the mycelium, but she did figure out what was going on there, and she grew some trees. She got an apple. She made a small indoor wheat farm. Then she went mining, which turned into caving, and she collected a significant amount of iron. Next we have John Fall 92, John Fowl 92. His wheat grew, so he packed up his stuff from the ocean island and went to the mushroom biome. He started tunneling. He started tunneling to get to the underneath of the monument. So, but at the end of episode 3, he was still about 300 blocks away. Next we have Granny's Got Game. Granny's Got Game started out her episode by watching her saplings, waiting for them to grow. She did some mining, she came back out, and one of her trees had grown, so that was good. And she's making a floating tree farm. So her dirt is floating, and her trees are going to be growing on top of that. Next we have Lefarian. Lefarian started out by mining. He was looking for diamonds. He did not find any diamonds, but he did find a lot of iron. Next we have Felonious Wizard. Felonious Wizard did some mining, came up, one of his trees had grown. He went fishing, he caught a puffer fish, so good for him. His tree farm does not have torches on it, so it will not grow at night. It only grows during the day, so he's only going to get half as much tree growth as if he had put torches on it. Next we have the team of Scody Garbitas, Piker Eyes, and Optimus 1971. Now Optimus did not show up for the recording of episode 3, so Scody and Piker Eyes were at the Nether Fortress in the Nether, battling the blazes and everything else that's in the fortress. They still have not gotten a blaze rod yet, but they're working on it. Next we have Technoscribe. Technoscribe, her tree grew. She realized that she's digging in the wrong direction, in the wrong location. So she found the right location, and she started a new tunnel to get underneath the monument, and she finished her episode approximately 150 blocks to go. Next we have Jagaz Mom. Jagaz's mom was watching saplings for a while until one of them grew. Then she was cutting down trees, and then she did some mining. Next we have Tim Obert, also known as Captain Hook 5150. When he started out his episode, he had a missing chunk glitch, and I was every time this has happened to me before, they don't repair themselves. Once that chunk is missing and you log out and you log back in, it's missing forever. But apparently his was different because he logged out, logged back in, and everything was fine. All fixed up. Okay, well, his trees grew. He did some mining and some exploring the abandoned mine, and he made full iron armor. So he's armored up now. Next we have Goron Craft. Goron Craft did some mining, found a ravine, then he found the abandoned mine. He found a cave spider spawner, so that wasn't good. He continued exploring the abandoned mine. He found a minecart chest with diamonds in it. That was cool. He also collected some gold. He got melon seeds. He came up to his base, made a melon farm and a carrot farm, because if you remember, he got a carrot from a zombie, so he is growing carrots like mad, doing a lot of bone mealing. Next we have Johnny Raichu. Johnny Raichu is still in the Nether, if you remember from his last episode. He's looking for the fortress. He killed a ghast with a sword. He killed a ghast using a sword. Well, that's ambiguous. Is there any way to say this in the English language where it's not ambiguous? He killed a ghast, and he had the sword, but the ghast did not have the sword. So when you say he killed the ghast with a sword, you could take that either as he killed the ghast and the ghast had a sword, or he killed the ghast and he had a sword and the ghast did not have a sword. But any way you say it, it's ambiguous, which is screwed up. There should be a way to say this where it's not ambiguous. Okay, he did not find the fortress. If he checks Cody's episode, he can find the coordinates of the fortress. Next we have Baker Bell. Baker Bell went to the zombie dungeon location and captured it. Went to the second zombie dungeon location and captured it also. Then made it back to her base. And that was all that she had time for in episode 3. Next we have New Azusa. New Azusa was growing trees on the ocean island. Then he decided to do some caving underneath the ocean and was killed by skeletons and zombies. Skeletons weakened him and zombies finished him off. So New Azusa is out too early. Unfortunately, we did not find out what his approach to the ocean monument was going to be, or how effective it would be. It was sad day. Next we have Bong Bong. Bong Bong was exploring the abandoned mine. He collected a lot of iron, some gold. At one point, he was down to 1 heart by fighting mobs, but he did survive. So, live to fight another day. Next we have Ron Smalek. Ron Smalek did some caving, got a lot of iron, but he has no food, and he decided to eat his spider eyes in order to keep from starving to death, which poisoned him down to 1 heart. So then he retreated to the mushroom biome. This was all on the ocean island. He retreated to the mushroom biome, got some food, regenerated his health, went back to the ocean island, packed up all his stuff, and then returned to the mushroom biome. So I think he's done with the ocean, and he's getting ready to make his base on the mushroom biome. Next we have Box. Box did some fishing. His trees grew, but he did not get a puffer. He fished almost the whole episode and got lots of fish, no puffers, which was kind of weird because every time I go fishing I get a puffer right off the bat, even though I don't need one. Okay? Well, when you need one, you don't get one. I don't know if the game has got some kind of code in there where it watches for, if you're really, really hungry and you've got no food, it'll give you a puffer. Or if you've got plenty of food and you're not hungry, it gives you fish. It seems like that. Okay, next we have the team, the husband and wife team of Cherry Bitters and Bad Heart. Okay, they finally got a tree to grow, which was good. They did some fishing and got a puffer. I think they have 2 puffers now. Cherry was grinding zombies at the zombie grinder. At the zombie dungeon. And Bad Heart made a portal, but has not gone through it yet. Okay, next we have Nova Cookie 232. He came back to his base and 4 trees had grown up, so he's doing good on wood. Then he went mining, got plenty of iron and some gold, and made a full iron armor. So he's all armored up now. Next we have Boonslayer. Boonslayer's trees are growing. He did some caving and got a lot of iron. Next we have Lightbringer. Lightbringer made a portal, went into the Nether, looked around, decided that he didn't see a fortress, came back, and traveled to the nearest point of land, to the monument, and started building a bridge from the land to the monument. I think he's like 5 blocks up in the air over the ocean that he's building his bridge. Okay, next we have the team of Load Central. Load Central were doing a lot of things because they have a lot of people. Some of them were exploring the abandoned mine. One of them was building a house. On the house they also added a mushroom pen on the end. 1 or 2 of them were fishing. Somebody made a grave for Carly. Their trees are growing. They did a lot of mining and they collected a lot of iron, much of which they converted into buckets, so they can have 10 buckets and get 10 lavas so they can place their portal wherever they want it. But they're going to need to do a lot more iron if they're going to, a lot more mining if they're going to armor up everyone in the group, because they have a lot of people to armor up. Okay. Next we have Hawkminer. Hawkminer was down in the abandoned mines exploring. He found a minecart with a chest in it that had diamonds in it. So that was cool. He already had some diamonds, but now he's got more. He came back up and then went to the mushroom biome. Got his trees to grow. He's planting his saplings unsafe, but he's bone mailing them into trees before the mycelium can get to him. He's got a lot of saplings in his inventory, so even if he loses a few on the surface, it won't be that big a deal. And toward the end of his episode, he was packing up his inventory and getting ready to make his assault on the monument. Throwing out what he doesn't need, making sure he's got buckets of milk and the other supplies he's going to need for his final assault. Okay, so it looks like that he might be very close to making his assault. Well, that takes care of the player update for episode 3. See, what did I do in episode 3? I moved my tree farm from the land to the shallow waters, because it's easier to build and easier to collect the drops there. And Did I do anything else? Oh yes, I went out to the, I took a boat and went out to the ocean monument and threw a few blocks down on top of it. Because the top of it's only 2 blocks below the surface. So I threw some blocks on top of it, some cobble, and got shot by the guardians. Each guardian, by the way, I had full iron armor, and each guardian shot did 3 hearts of damage. So I took 2 shots, which was 6 hearts total. I sailed off out of their range before they killed me. Went back to land and regened. And cut down some more trees. So, I think my plan from here on out is to, like, get in the boat and strafe by the monument and throw down a few blocks each time. If I get hit, I'll regen before I come back. And until I have a pretty sizable platform of cobble on top of the monument that I can stand on safely without getting shot, and then start making my assault from there. Figure out how to get a cow out there so that I have food and milk, close access, and then maybe punch a hole in the bottom and put down ladders and start going down, and but still having a safe place I can retreat to and regen every time I get hit. Okay, so that's it for episode 3. I'll see you all in episode 4. This is Mike Deering signing out.